Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Wicked Cool Toys Halo Spartan Collection Master Chief. Yeah, you can see him there from Halo Infinite and everything. You can see him there. We'll put it off the side of the box real quick. Yeah, it's a pretty decent sized box. You got Halo down there, 8 pieces, the Spartan Collection Master Chief with accessories and stuff. And it's kind of the wraparound window, and it's got UNSC printed onto the thing and Halo Infinite. And on the top you have UNSC kind of printed and kind of embossed, well, not embossed, yeah, kind of embossed thing right there. On the side you have, well, Master Chief with accessories and pretty much not much else. On this side, you always, yeah, it's just a little thing. And bottom, we got nothing. On the back, you have a product shot and, well, other stuff in this particular series, including the Spartan Mark 5B Orange, Spartan Polymer, and Noble 6, and a bunch of copyrights and all that stuff. But yeah, Master Chief. Yep, Halo Infinite Master Chief. You see, yes, he is a green-black, well, walking tank. Yeah, I like Halo. I've said it before, but yeah, I like Halo and stuff, and I'll just kind of pick this up on a whim one day at Target. And yeah, I like it well enough, but it definitely has flaws. One of which in particular is just kind of like one of those I really wish they did a better thing, but overall you can see a lot of damage detailing and stuff. You got go ahead and go from the top though. Let's see. Yeah, you got of course the gold visor, kind of reflective, but kind of matte. But you got a lot of silver and black scratching here on the helmet. More of that stuff here, scarring and stuff. You got the 117. You have all that stuff. You got a bunch of scarring. You got the black, undersuit, which is, you can see some detailing in there, and then up there and stuff. You got some detailing there, but yeah, just a lot of the scratching and weathering and whatnot throughout the whole figure, and on the back as well. And of course, there's a little copyright thing right there, which is a little on the thigh, which is like, wish that was done differently, but whatever. And he's even got his little grappling hook thing, although it's just kind of gray plastic, but it's still there. So, yeah, decent enough. He stands pretty well, as you can see. There's, yeah, articulation though, his head. Got a ball joint, I believe, up in there. So you got left and right. You got, well, a little bit up and down. You don't really have waggle because of the helmet shape. And there's another hinge right here, so you can look up and down right there on that hinge as well as that. But yeah, if you do it wrong, it kind of neck starts looking a little weird. But it's got decent articulation there. You got this. You got a full 360 there at the shoulder. You got outward, and this kind of bangs in, but it's a bit rubbery, so you can flex it a little bit, but not a whole lot. That kind of stops there, unfortunately. There is a swivel there, although it's mostly forward, not really so much back because of, again, sculpting. A swivel there. We got a dual hinged elbow, so you can do a full curl. And, nice bit of detailing right there on the bottom of there. Wrist can swivel, and there's also a hinge there, so you can go in and out like that. They also swivel. There is technically ab joints here. You can see that there is, a bit of wiggling up in here. That's about it, though. You don't really have rotation. You have a tiniest bit of rotation. Even then, it tends to pop itself back, which is annoying because there is a ball joint there. You can see that. It's a ball joint in this thing. This, unfortunately, this can't swivel because it's keyed for whatever stupid reason. And just, there's a ball joint up here, and you think, oh, well, it should be able to do a lot more. And yeah, it can just basically make a tiny little circle up there, and that's about it. It can't really do much, unfortunately. That really sucks. The hips, they go forward about that far. Back, well, about that far because, well, real people can't move their legs back. Try it. Just try it. Go about outward that far. You do have a thigh swivel, although it's kind of weird because it's, again, sculpting gets in the way. You have to bring the leg forward before the thigh can really swivel a whole lot, but it does have a lot of swivel there. Knees are double jointed, so you do have a lot of range. They go that far. Fortunately, when you bend them that much, it's kind of starts looking a little bad. No, I mean, this is one of those things you're gonna have to deal with like, particularly with armored human-like figures, but it's not the greatest knee joint, but it works. And ankles, you got tilts, although they kind of are at a weird angle, but they have a lot of tilt. You can break his foot essentially. And you got forward and back right there as well. Not a whole lot, but a decent amount. And you got a toe joint, which actually is like slightly ratcheted. So yeah, you got you have that much range on that. So yeah, decent posability, but I wish the abdomen was done better. It just more range there because there's barely anything. And I know sculpting on itself, but I feel like it could have been handled a bit better. But then again, it might be just because it's a mainline $20 release versus a high-end like maybe $100 release or something like that. He does come with several accessories, one of which is cool because it's basically a larger version of the Grapple Shot, which just hooks over his arm. Not very secure, by the way. Not super secure, but the idea is, if I can get it on there properly. It's a bit of a pain, honestly. And it's not super secure, but it'll go on there somewhat decently. And yes, this has got a string and everything, so it's supposed to clip in. There's a little hole there, and this clips in, but it's not, again, not so much very strong. But yeah, you can shoot like that, and a strong enough string. It's cold enough, he's not gonna fall off on that. But it's kind of a little silly looking because of how massive it is compared to the actual thing. But it works, and I guess you can kind of wrap it up and everything. But it's there. It's not my favorite thing, but it's kind of neat. They tried, I guess. He also has a Commando Rifle. What was the particular designation? VK78, that's what it was. Yeah, VK78 Commando Rifle. This is made of a soft rubbery plastic. You can see it's a little bent. This is me after I fixed it a bit. It used to be way, way worse. It is coming out of the package. It's like apparently it's this universal. It's just super rubber bent up, and because they want you to be able to put it in the hand. I wish the hands are made of a rubbery plastic instead. That would make more sense to me. But this is the part that's made of rubbery plastic. You can hold it, kind of. You got to slip it. There's the thumb around it, but once you do, you can get it in his hand and everything. You can see this is the gun holding hand. You can fingers grip and everything, but unfortunately, he doesn't hold it super securely, so it's easy to knock it loose. So he kind of holds it, but yeah, it's really, really easy to knock it loose. And yeah, now he's holding it funny. That kind of unfortunate. That's unfortunate right there. I wish he held it a bit better. He can't. It just pops out of the hand, and there's not much you can do about it. And I checked, and this is the hand for holding the gun. I mean, you can kind of get a somewhat decent looking pose with it, but yeah, it's just kind of, it sucks that the way the gun was handled, it kind of sucks. So it disappoints me, honestly. It could have been something better. But they can store back here this little piece right here. You can pull this out, and hopefully if I pull it out, it doesn't go flying again. Yeah, this piece right here pops out, and there's a little peg here, and you turn it around and slide it back in. So give it a good firm thing. And then there's a peg sticking out, and there's a hole here, so you can peg that in. Now it's stored on his back, just like in the game, which is nice. That's at least is nice. Still wish that worked. And he also has several pairs of alternate hands. This pair of hands, which is fists. So I guess if you have him running or something, don't knock him over. You got these open hands, pair of open hands here. And then you got this hand right here, this left hand, which is kind of I'm not sure exactly what kind of hand it's supposed to be, but it's an extra hand. So I'm not going to complain about it, but it's just kind of weird. So yeah, and swapping out the hands is pretty simple. You just, pull and hope you don't break something. Yeah, because they're pretty good, because it's basically a peg with a little cap at the end. You just push that in, there you go. Different hands. And it's pretty simple for all of them, pretty straightforward, the same sort of thing. So yeah. I guess comparison to Transformers, because that's just what this channel's about, Transformer. I'll just quick something the same, more or less the same price here as Warpath. Yeah, you can see he's significantly taller, but before someone says this is the reason why Transformers are overpriced, and remember, Warpath turns into a tank. He does not. He is a figure. He transforms, and he still has actually articulation almost as good, and in some ways better. for example, he has a waist. Actually has a waist swivel, or one thing. But he actually has very similar articulation. He's half the size, yes, but he also turns into a tank and everything. So this is a more complicated toy than this is, and for the same price. So just remember that. People always forget that sort of thing about the Transformers, which is, you know, they have to transform. That's why they're smaller than other figures of the same size. But anyway, yeah. It's decent. I've made no complaints. I don't think the grapple shot is the extra one is particularly good looking. It's kind of silly and doesn't work super well. The gun made of rubber plastic kind of sucks, and he can't grip it very well, which it can't grip in such a way that you can make it look particularly good in most things. I have to really sit here struggling with it in order to make it work. I have to kind of sit here struggling with the gun in order to make it work with the hand. Thankfully, this can peg in real well. Also, the gun is rubber plastic, so it's bent the heck out of the box. I had to heat it up to fix it. And some of the there's no waist. The waist articulation is almost non-existent. It's barely there. And yeah, I wish there was more. I would have happily accepted a somewhat compromised sculpt or something in order to make that work better. But as it is, yeah, it's all right. $20, not a bad deal, but I wish it was a little bit better. And it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I wish there was a little bit better made overall, but it is what it is. Do I regret getting it? Nah, but I don't think I'm going to go ahead and get more of these guys unless I hear they make significant improvements to the sculpting or the molds or, articulation or whatever. But it's solid, but not the best. And I really wish there's a couple little things here that they could have done better, but that's it, I guess. Only pick it up if you're really excited for Halo Infinite. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. Check out my coffee and my Patreon. And I'll see you next time with another video review.